lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountain. Only on ATN.
And welcome to Atlantic Television Network. This is ATN Blowout, and ATN Blowout is a syndicated live program of the network featuring chit-chatting and conversations on special interest topics, on news events, on stories through correspondent report, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. We have some really interesting stories in front of us today. Anambra State police arrest officer assaulting keke rider in viral video. And on minimum wage, Labour and federal government meeting ends in deadlock. Reconvenes today. And on cybersecurity, CSOs urge federal government to reintroduce levy. And on foreign exchange, we have NAFDAC taking stands against export product rejections. And on finance, CBN raises interest rate to 26.25%. And on POS operators, Nigerians kick against high cost of cash withdrawals. We'll introduce our guests and dive straight into the stories after the short break. Please stay with us.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calagbo off Waterlines, Pastor, Port Harcourt.
On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m., inter-school march past competition,
Dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers, and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown, Bouncing Castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission, call us now. 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the La Small Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water.
Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Not in my country.
Driver, why you just jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask, oh?
Because this road where they see, so it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just dey vote for government, but we not get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey, light o usa, the infrastructure nko e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, well everything.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
Now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, please don't cost.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello? Now my body network there. I can't hear you. Network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello, I can't hear you. I will call you back.
Their behavior not good now.
Madam, now this kind behavior they kill our country. You suppose do things differently. Make Nigeria for better.
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadeyi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't booga me small. They say, man, give them bribe. I say, nothing. Okay, talk later. You remember that contract we will do that time now? You know, say I get annual levy why they pay for club. Where me and boys they shout beer in our house, I could pay that one. You remember say me and tell you I go buy you motor. I go buy now.
Okay, they pay you money now. We don't they beg caretaker? We would they beg landlord, old man, and they agree give us time. Money can't come now. You won't divert time. You said na corruption. Corruption, not in my house and not in my country.
Sure?
Sure.
Not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on social economy today. Damn.
Welcome back. It's still ATN Blowout right here on Atlantic Television. Is talking about assault on a keke rider. It was from a viral video, and the police officer that was seen in that viral video assaulting this is as the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Nage Obonoitam, ordered the immediate disciplinary proceedings to commence on the incident. A statement by the command spokesperson, Ikenja Tochukwu, called on the victim in the video to come forward to help in facilitating the necessary procedures involved in the process. And Ikenga, Superintendent of Police, while quoting CP Nage, said the command, law Biden. Okay, Barrister, what do you think about the story, especially about the part where the victim was asked to come out so that investigations can be carried out properly? You should come out and speak up and say exactly what happened. Do you even see him coming out at all?
Yes, it is very important that the victim makes himself available to the investigative panel. That will enable the panel get more facts to deal on the matter. And very disturbing the way some men of the police force behaves. You know, they apply brute force on the road. It's so annoying all over men and women of the police force to maintain law and order. But in doing that, there are processes of bringing the person to justice, not by assaulting, brutalizing, and inflicting.
We've had it over and over again. In fact, people are sometimes scared when they see police checkpoints, when they are approaching a police checkpoint. I was in a vehicle the other day. I don't know what his reasons are. He might have ulterior motives too. But there's this fear when we talk about the police and the people, especially when it has to do with men or guys, young boys, let me put it that way, young boys. So why do you think we have cases of policemen assaulting, like you said, citizens?
Yes, thank you very much, Annie. I have to speak with experience. The truth is, in my opinion, we will ask the police authority to look inwards, reorientate their men, because they are causing human rights violations every day in the country. And you know, because of the fear, the people are already scared. You find some of the checkpoints in lonely locations. Men with gun, you can't speak up. But government also have a responsibility to speak to the police authority, because the idea of governance is about the people. If the law is being used against the people that ordinarily the police should protect, then it becomes dangerous. So
all right, they should reorientate them.
They should reorientate, retrain.
I've had people say that several times. Oh, do these people really know they should be reorientated?
Of course,
and
they should.
Not selected from anywhere and asked. Oh, that's what we're told. There are procedures to these things. There's a process in which this happens. So if there's already a training scheme on ground, there are provisions for training already, and yet we are having this. Do you think that's where we should be looking at?
Yes, you see, training is important, okay, to indoctrinate them. At some point, there should also be further orientation, reorientation, and possibly retraining to boost their capacity in performing. Because, you see, the brute force in which they discharge their functions, it's very disappointing. I had experience in Ghana wherein I was on a taxi, heading to Ghana Commercial Estate, and same taxi were having 2 kids at the back. Their mom went to pick them from school, apparently. My first day in Ghana, I saw the way the police officers were playing with the kids. Even the kids were happy to see them. Mommy, mommy, police. They were happy to see the kids. And the policeman held one of them and said, hey, boy, how are you? On a civilized way. You see some of them, they will have time. Cock gun. If you move, my friend, shift. Come on,
it's because of the insecurity, the state of insecurity in the country presently.
I wouldn't
and
like
that's why
it.
Maybe they are,
I disagree. I disagree that it has everything to do with insecurity in the country. It has become a norm. It has become a norm which need to be discouraged before the monster grows more than supposed.
Okay, so since you're a lawyer, let me quickly ask you this question. Since we're talking about the police interacting with the citizens, especially by the roadside, and you also made reference to them stopping these young guys and then forcefully
going into their phones.
Yes, checking their phones. For you to have said that, it simply means that, excuse me, it simply means that it is wrong, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
wrong.
so how do you expect the police to carry out these investigations by the roadside? You know, they have caught, let's balance it now. On several occasions, they have probably caught 1 or 2 people who were on a covered. So how do you expect them to, what does the law say? How should they actually carry out this search on the road?
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying even the IG warned the men on the road not to harass or go into the phones and gadgets of
to go through
right
their
to privacy.
Okay.
That's a breach of right to privacy. You don't just if the law says if a police officer suspects you of a crime, the law allows him to bring you in for questioning. Okay? The law never said go into their... But that doesn't mean that you suspect anyone of a crime, you start brutalizing, you forcefully go into their phones, you beat them up at some point. No, that is totally
unlawful.
Saying
forcefully, like
it's
like
just
if
norm.
the citizens, you have to like talk to them and allow them agree for you to go through their phones. Would that make it lawful when it's not forceful?
No. See, you in the first place, you don't have the right to go into their phones unless on a very rare situation where you can get a court order to do that. If it is not court ordered, or if it is matter bordering on national security, then you will go such extent of maybe sweet-tonguing them into giving you access. But anything other than that, you forcefully going into their phone is abuse of rights.
Okay, so what about searching the vehicles and all of that?
Of course, the police have the right to search, stop and search.
Okay,
the law gives them the power to stop a vehicle. That also borders on, you may be carrying a harmful substance or a weapon, why not? The law allows them to search you, even your bag. But if you are a female, if the suspect is a female, if the law says a female police officer will search you,
you know, a lot of Nigerians
even bodily search, a
Okay.
female police officer should do that. But if you're a male, the male police officers does that. But flipping through your documents, looking at what? No. That is abuse. No. They can't look. Of course, the law allows them. Driving.
Because you said documents, and you have to differentiate.
No. Yes. Let me lay proper foundation.
Okay.
Documents, I mean, is most people carry about their private documents that has to do with job-related documents and maybe business-related documents. Okay, they don't have rights to flip through your phone. It's a harmful substance, or if you are carrying a weapon, or you are suspected of any kind of crime, the police can look into your bag. Okay, but not to the extent of searching your phones. I repeat it again. Nigerians out there should hear me clearly that Nigerian police does not have the right to stop you on the road and search your phones.
So when that happens, what are the citizens supposed to do?
Yes, when that happens, the implication is that at that point you have the right to sue that particular officer together with Nigerian police.
How does that go? How does that go in Nigeria? Suing a police officer, how does that go?
No, of course, we have different authorities. We have so many. If you visit the courts, there are abuse of cases flooding the courts every day. People are beginning to be aware of their rights, and people are actually, asking for public apology and compensation. The implication of that is, when that happens, when such abuse happens and the matter goes to court, the Constitution allows the victim public apology and compensation.
You know, a lot of people are scared of carrying or taking these cases to court, because they feel like if they take it to court, how is it going to play out at the end of the day? They are not very sure of how it to play out.
Yes, you see, yes, we know that the system is very bad. The system is very bad with the level of abuse of offices, the level of corruption, and all that in the system. But I advise citizens, nobody should take away your rights. Anybody who will willingly want to allow a look down on him or her. I mean, it's not possible.
That the governors must attend to make presentations, that the governors must attend. Confirming the development, a member of the Tripartite Committee on the National Minimum Wage, Professor Theophilos, he lamented the absence of 6 governors who represent the 6 geopolitical zones, stressing that it would not augur well if any agreement was reached without the governors. And Professor Undubauku reiterated the May 30 deadline Labour had given to the government to conclude negotiations. I was searching for the result of yesterday's meeting. I was one of those Nigerians who really wanted to find out what happened, because we've been following this story right from the onset. So let me get your reaction to this story. Look at what has happened now. It ended in Denmark, right? I know some people expect. I remember I had some guests yesterday. I asked them, what do you expect from this meeting that was going to hold yesterday? And some of them said it's going to end the way it has always ended. They've had meetings. Oh, have talks. You guys should have talks. They've had talks, and you know how it has ended. So what's your reaction to this story?
Honestly, my reaction to the story is disappointing.
You're disappointed?
Yes,
you didn't expect this?
I didn't expect them to to do a downward review. Okay. I believe that we are survive because of the economic situation. The situation is just so terrible that the government is not ready to listen to the unions. These are ordinary Nigerians, for God's sake. Governance is all about the people. We would expect that the government of the day, yes, the economy is biting.
True.
Government is busy increasing taxes in various sectors, not minding how Nigerians are facing the hardship of the subsidy, fuel subsidy removal. Now prices have skyrocketed. Some persons are selling 900, some are selling 850. I mean, what are we?
That's something we never thought. We never thought a day like this will come.
It's just
thinking of
surprising to the extent that the voices we heard before are no more speaking.
Like the voices you want to make?
Yeah, of course. No, I wouldn't want to.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to, but they know themselves. It has never been bad like this. I've requested for upward review of wages, which is quite understandable considering the economic situation. Government should look at the request of labor, not looking at them as labor union, but looking at them as Nigerians who are suffering. And these are people who are putting their best in service of the country. Some of them will retire. You don't see them having that wages that should ordinarily be a living wage till they pass. Some of them pass without receiving the benefits, and you see their family struggling to get it out of the system. I mean, the system should be organized. There should be an efficient way of this policy. We are meeting with the intentions of the policies, because ordinarily every government policy should be about policy that is not intended to favor this instance, is not sincere in solving this lingering labor challenge in the country.
Okay, so let's look at the 615,000 naira that Labour has requested. I'd like to get your view on that.
No, in my opinion, the 615,000 the Labour is requesting is outrageous.
You think it's outrageous?
Yes, it's outrageous in the sense Nigeria cannot afford to pay 615,000 minimum wage.
But we have had cases
at this point.
Yes, talking about our economy, right?
No, we can't afford to pay that. Maybe sometime in the future we can.
We have had cases of monies, that funds misused, even in this economic situation. So why is it that when it comes to something like this, that has to do with more Nigerians now, it seems like we cannot afford it?
Yes, and you see, the reason why you see funds are being misused and nothing is happening, it's just about institutional failures.
So if we have funds that can be misused, why do we not have funds that can be used properly now?
Yes, even the misuse of funds, it's about institutional failures. I said something earlier about monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation is a system that will help in knowing, for example, whatever funds that may have been misused is budgeted and targeted on something, either to deliver on a good road project or water project or power, as the case may be. When funds are allocated for a project, there should be a monitoring and evaluation team. From the point of disbursement of such funds to the point of looking at the disbursed funds, are we actually seeing the effect of the disbursed funds as supposed? If a fund is disbursed for road construction, the road, are they constructing it in line with the approved government standard? You see a situation where contractors in connivance with engineers from various ministries connive to siphon the money meant for. I mean, see, it's that I told you. I said we are not ready. If we are ready to fix this country, we will fix the country, because the power belongs to the people and not those that are leading us. I wonder why Nigerians are not asking.
Talking about Nigerians asking now, Nigerians have reacted to some of the, you've talked about allocation of these funds, right, for projects and all of those things. Now, there are some projects that Nigerians feel are not necessary, especially considering the economic situation of the country.
Yes, of course.
Yes, there are some projects that have been announced recently that Nigerians are fighting or speaking against.
There are unnecessary projects.
So if we have money for these unnecessary projects, that's what I'm saying now. Why do we not have money to pay workers? That amount, 650,000.
Let's set the records straight. Yes, we know there have been frivolous award of contracts. Contracts, you know, projects we know, yes, Nigeria, we need such projects, but such projects should be prioritized. We need to what we want as a country. Are we looking at power, agriculture, security, economy, the banking system? We have lots of problems. But you can't solve all at the same time. Look at your table, prioritize on which to deliver on. Let me tell you, any president who will deliver 247 power in Nigeria will just be our hero forever. I mean, given the opportunity, I will first of all look at security, education, and power. Then, because education generally looking at the ASU issue and all that, solving it, okay, you now look at the people. What affects the people? The economy is so bad. The people need to feed fat. Nigeria is blessed.
We even need to feed fine before we start feeding fat.
Yes, we need to feed fine.
You know, when they talk about people not feeding up to three square meals a day, there were times when people could not feed 3 times a day, right? That was before now.
Yes,
so sometimes we wonder how those people are feeding now.
The 612,000 is very unreal. 15,000 is very unreal.
They have referenced our lawmakers. They have referenced who are earning the amounts that they earn. So if the country can afford to pay them that now, why can the country not afford to pay the labor? Yes.
We can agree that we need to cut down cost of governance in the country. It's so expensive. We should be more reasonable. Have you looked at the number of civil servants, both federal and the various states in the country? It's so much. We can.
CSOs, advantages of the cybersecurity levy far outweighs the excuses given for revoking it. Nigeria's central bank did withdraw the controversial 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic transfers 3 days ago before it was supposed to take effect. The civil society organizations in a communique issued after a one-day review meeting with the theme economic implications of revoking the cybersecurity levy vis-a-vis the advantages backed the levy, since it's in line with international best practices. Now, in the communique jointly signed by the National Coordinator and Secretary, Comrade Abraham Douglas and Comrade Bala Galadima Ekara, members of the CSOs across 28 states of Nigeria, reviewed the pros and the cons and agreed that the cybersecurity levy will enhance the security framework of financial operations, and in compliance with global standards, the levy will help Nigeria be assured of the secure environment for their investments. Now, this levy, ever since it was stated, Nigerians have been against it. You mentioned increase, hikes and levies that the government has put on the people at this moment when they're supposed to be thinking of how the people are coping with the current economic situation. And now they have listed out the pros, they have listed out the cons, and according to them, they think the levy should be reintroduced. What do you think?
Yes, in my opinion, firstly, as a Nigerian, I don't think we need this levy at this point. Firstly, the law was made in a hurry.
You think so?
Yes, of course. Made in a hurry, shrouded in secrecy, and passed
Why do you think it was made
quickly.
in a hurry?
Yeah, it is made in a hurry because the law. What is the law? The law is about us. Government coming up with principles to regulate the people. Okay? But in doing that, any law that is not favoring the people should be declared null and void. Any law that is not intended to improve the life of the common man in Nigeria should be questioned. That is the reason why Nigerians, in one voice, questioned the cybersecurity levy. We are already shouting that National Electricity Regulatory Commission have increased tariff. When we don't even have meters, we don't have this power supply, they are increasing tariff. We were on that. The next thing, cybersecurity levy. And you can see how the implementation became very swift. They want to start implementing already. I mean, it's so annoying. So we salute Mr. President for halting the process. We salute him very well. Then on the regulatory aligning to international best practices. But the question is, in aligning with these best practices, what is the effect? We have urgent challenges that needs attention. They need to introducing and reintroducing.
We've talked about the implications now, right? And especially the implications on the people back home, in your words. Let's go back to the reasons, now the pros that were mentioned in that story. Back to the story. They mentioned that it's going to bring in foreign investments, which is something that's going to help our economy currently. Do you agree?
Of course.
So if we have an increase or improvement in foreign investment, and then these people will be comfortable, in their words, they'll be comfortable to invest, having in mind that their monies are secure, looking at the cyber security now. Don't you think this is something that we should also look into and not completely sweep aside?
When you talk about foreign direct investment and other forms of public-private partnership, the most important thing is investor confidence.
Sure.
Okay, if we have that investor confidence, security, because every investor wants to see that the environment he or she is investing is safe and secure. The first thing every investor looks at, exportation of funds. What are the tax implications in that country? If I invest, what are the tax implications of exporting my funds out of that country? Interact with different groups, different proposed investors in the past, and implication of we exporting our funds out of the country, and what is the implication of bringing in these funds? What are the tax rates? They want to be certain of the rates. They want to be certain that the place of the investing is safe and secure. They want to be certain that there is an available market. For cybersecurity, it's one sector all over the world that is booming. Okay? We encourage people to go into cybersecurity. It's very fine and good. The best practices, the international best practices, the regulatory compliance that will aid all that. Let me tell you the solution to this. The solution is simple. Government should declare tax holidays.
For who now?
They should, like the president have hoteled the system, okay, and the CSOs are suggestive of the fact that he should reintroduce cybersecurity.
Yes.
Cybersecurity levy. Okay. Investors want to be certain that there are tax holidays. This is one major area that breeds investor confidence. When there are tax holidays on certain goods and services, it gives confidence for investors to come in. So in my own opinion...
But enhancing the security framework of financial operations too, is that not something that will also give the investors confidence?
Yes, of course. Enhancing the financial security is one. I think whomever gave the government that idea ill-advised the government. I appreciate, on behalf of Nigerians, I appreciate what Mr. President have done. At least this is one thing I hail him for.
Wow, okay.
I hail Mr. Tinubu for listening to Nigerians and halting the process.
Okay, at this point, we'll go for a short break, and when we return, we have other stories you do not want to miss, so please stay with us.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Rumukalagbo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Harcourt.
On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m., inter-school march past competition,
dance competition, drama alike. Don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown, bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Le Suka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water.
Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Kasali, I hope my car don't ready. I get interview in 30 minutes.
Okay, you don't ready. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Maybe now you say make I change the meter, make you no read again.
Which time I make you change meter? Oh, Kasali, why you do like this now? You don't get sense. You don't read the text message. Nobody I want send them to. Like Kasali, my electrician, make it come house, call me do my meter so that you don't go to read again. You the electrician?
The electrician.
Yes, now.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter, make it for no read again, Abi. So you said you want join people where be say they no want they pay NEPA bill again, Abi. Oga, you know good now. You don't listen, you don't they behave like tea, all these stiff people.
What you change from your motor? What you change from?
Two lights. Fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what now? You for come over home my motor. I bet you identify for me.
Okay. Now don't do something we corrupt. Do something come backfire. Now go come they find how to dodge them.
What you talk?
They greet you.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadayi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
What you want to buy?
Potato. Small baskets. I want plantain. But why your plantain can't hard like this?
Madam, now the outside hard. Inside there, it is very soft.
Madam, wallahi make I no buy them. Make I show you something. What? What in this one? Madam, this one now the chemical what they put on for the plantain make I ripe up.
Stop, finish. See my belly. I found
plantain I go come put on for chemical because I want to make a ripe go. That's why I talk now corruption. Corruption. Not before this kaswa, come not before this country. Now me take
corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadayi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
From the line.
Thank you so much for standing by. Down to the next story now. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, alarmed by the recurring problem of Nigerian products being rejected abroad, has vowed to crack down on issues plaguing the nation's product export sector. It is aimed at restoring order, also ensuring only high-quality goods leave Nigeria's shores. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Christina Adeye, blamed the situation on the lack of regulatory supervision in food safety and inability to meet minimum requirements for product quality, amongst others. Adeye, who spoke in Lagos at a national stakeholders workshop for exporters of NAFDAC-regulated products with the theme Achieving Sustainable Export of Regulated Products, the imperatives. Adeye said with internationally accredited laboratories nationwide, NAFDAC was working towards the incorporation of global best practices in export trade facilitation. Highlighting the difficulties, she said the previous to the gross absence or negligence of regulatory supervision in the area of food safety and quality, the evasion or rejection of statutory stipulations of minimum requirements for product quality, packaging and storage conditions for shipping of regulated products in international commerce. All right, when I actually saw this story, I wanted to stop at the point where it was stated that we're going to make sure that these products that are being exported are of good quality. We'll make sure that they are safe for consumption, all of that. So what about we here in Nigeria? Is it looking like it's okay for us to consume this? Why is this attention that is being placed, or these regulations that want to be placed for products that are being exported, why does it look like these are not, placed, and this attention is not being, placed on products that we consume here in Nigeria?
Yes, thank you. Honestly, I find it very disturbing why most Nigerians indulge in adulterating, the original goods ordinarily. And in my opinion, I think it has also contributed to so many health challenges we face in the country. And NAFDAC, being the agency saddled with that responsibility, have not really done well. NAFDAC have not done well in curbing the menace of fake goods. FCCPC have not done well. We have started hearing and seeing little or no action from FCCPC. These two agencies have very vital roles to play when it comes to making sure that the produced goods are safe for consumption. If we do not have safe goods for consumption here within the shores of Nigeria, then it shows how incapable we are to even export anything, any edible. It shows lack of capacity. It shows lack of sincerity on the part of those who is authorized to check goods that goes out of our country. Then that also comes to mind the Export Promotion Council. That's a sign that they are doing little or nothing. Because if you have subscribed to a proper regulatory standard as an agency, why would you allow goods that are substandard to be exported? It's just a sign of corruption.
Exactly. It looks like some people not doing
It looks
what
as
they're
some
supposed to
persons
do.
are conniving with the producers of fake goods, because if there are no corruption, how will these goods exit our various airports and seaports? So it's questionable. The Export Promotion Council, who will at some point authorize or approve whatever goods to be exported, the immigration also have a role there to play. The FCCC, the Federal Consumer Protection Agent Council, also have a role to play, because I am certain that there is a one-stop shop arrangement where these exporters, visit a particular office and get these documents, get these certifications that will enable them to do the exportation. Ordinarily, you don't certify anyone to export any goods without checking the standard of the goods. So that is to say, money exchanged hands at some point that aided the fake goods to exit the shores of our country. And it's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing to a nation like Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country.
And then we have had people, people who have recommended that we should export more than we consume, which is one of the ways that our economy will be strengthened at the end of the day.
Yes, it will not only strengthen our economy, it will help in putting Nigeria in proper place in the Committee of Nations. Because we are more of a consuming nation. Then the little we have started exporting now, we are exporting substandard goods. I mean, it's shameful. It should be discouraged. In fact, such persons should be investigated, prosecuted, and sent away for a very long time to serve as deterrent to those who are producing fake goods in our country. Most times you want to buy some of these drinks, I wouldn't want to call their names. You want to buy some of the drinks, they will tell you original this and fake this. You will begin to wonder, why will there be a fake goods in the market and the government is aware that we have original this and fake this? These retailers, these shop sellers, they are also bold to tell you, do you want the original one or you want the fake one?
Well, sometimes Nigerians will say, give me the fake one. How much? The first question will be, how much is the original?
No, it should
how
be.
How much is the fake? And then they'll ask for the fake. If we're not patronizing these people, do you think they'll still be selling the fake products?
Yes, see, Nigerians should be blamed here. We Nigerians, we will share on.
One will ask you in clear daylight, do you want the original or the fake, and you go for the fake. The reason people do that is because of the price of the original. We've had so many products, especially those that are imported, right? And especially when it has to do with motor parts, even though that's not our focus now. But we've had cases where people would say it's very expensive, and that's why people have these products being too expensive for people to afford.
And let me use a case study of consumables.
Okay.
Let's narrow our search on consumables here. In my opinion, anyone who will go to a shop to buy a substandard or fake consumable goods, such a person should be likened to someone who intends to commit suicide. Commit suicide in the sense that it will even be proper failure. There are stories of all lots of sicknesses everywhere. I'm not a medical doctor, but I am aware that if I consume a substance that is not healthy to the body, you are risking being sick. So anybody who will just walk into a shop, we know the economy is biting anyway. No
measures that will be taken to make sure that the products that we export are quality products and of international standard. What do you think, or what would you say about the same measures being put in place for the products that we consume here to avoid cases like the ones you have mentioned?
Yes, of course. Every policy document, because already here in our system, value is no longer placed. People don't care, they just want to make money and walk away. They don't care who consumes it and who gets sick and die. Or if it's on motor parts, they don't care who uses it and have accident on the road. They don't care. Almost wicked Nigerians, in my opinion, think you just, let's get this thing done and get the money and walk away. So in regulating the proper goods to be exported out of Nigeria, that also should include NAFDAC. In my opinion, NAFDAC should sponsor a bill. NAFDAC should sponsor a bill in their house to make it, the offense should be increased for those who produces fake goods. Because at this point now, we we will not just limit it to export grade. We should look at the production first, because if the production is of standard, then the exporting wouldn't be a challenge, whether it is fake or not. Okay, so the policy shouldn't just focus on exporting standard goods. It should properly deal with the root. Let's look at the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the problem are those producing fake goods, fake drinks everywhere. Adulterated whatever is just so much in our system, flooded in our system.
The adverts we saw when we went on a break of the lady who was going to use chemicals on plantain, and we get that a lot on food products, fruits. Sometimes you want to buy these fruits, you see they force it to get ripe with some chemicals and some of all of these things. But are these people even aware it is bad for them?
Yeah, you see.
Orientation, don't you think that should be
orientation is important? I noted earlier NAFDAC, FCCPC, Export Promotion Council, and inclusive now, National Orientation Agency, if we still have one, they should narrow it down to the various local government. There should be this sensitization. People should be aware that in patronizing fake goods, we are risking our lives. And it should also come with penalty. That's why I reiterated earlier that NAFDAC should sponsor a bill. NAFDAC should sponsor a bill where those who produce these fake goods and those who patronize the fake goods should be punished.
Should be punished.
Yes, of course.
Those who patronize. But
yes.
You can only punish those who patronize when you have sensitized them, like you said.
Yes, you need to sensitize them.
But they need to be aware that what they are doing is wrong.
Do not forget that the idea of making a law, it's about regulating a behavior of a people. Okay? Certain behaviors whom the society abhors should be regulated. You know, Nigerians are great minds. Nigerians are great people. We are great people all over the world. And believe me, when it comes to committing some of these crimes, I can say we are the smartest in the world. So there should be checks.
All right.
There should be checks.
Okay,
so that the system will not get so bad.
All right, thank you, Barrister. The monetary policy rate by the Central Bank of Nigeria, again, from 150 basis points to 26.25% from 24.75%. Briefing the press on the outcome of the 295th Monetary Policy Committee meeting in Abuja, the governor of CBN, Mr. Olayemi, also announced that the committee retained the asymmetric corridor of 100 plus 100 to minus 300 basis points. Similarly, the MPC retained the cash reserve ratio of deposit money banks at 45% and liquidity ratio at 30%. Your thoughts on this, Barrister?
My thought on this is that the increase on the rates, it's wrong. Wrong at this time. See, it points on the same thing. What is the condition of Nigerians now? This is a time that Nigerians are expecting waivers. Nigerians are expecting tax holidays. Nigerians are expecting grants, supports, health reliefs, agricultural reliefs from government, not to come up with biting taxes at this point. It's very wrong. I mean, the president should call the CBN to order. We don't need this at this point. It is very, very wrong. The cash reserve ratio and the cash liquidity rate, they are so high. That is to say, you do not want people to to invest. Private sector needs money from the bank, needs support from the bank. If you raise the rate so high, then you are discouraging local production. We are advocating for locally made goods. So for we to achieve the idea of producing locally to having cheap prices of goods and services in the country, then you should also encourage the local producers. How do you encourage the local producers? Is to give them fair rates. Interest rates, support rates, and whatever. And also tax holidays. Who says that government cannot waive? Say, okay, within this period that we are grappling with bad economy, we are waiving this for our local manufacturers to encourage. That should be a tax holiday which will not only affect the manufacturers, but will in turn be effective on the people.
Can the economy afford a tax holiday now?
For local producers?
Okay.
Why not? Of course. Government can waive some of these high interest rates. Say, look, so long as you are a manufacturer, we are giving low interest rate of, you can come up with any figure that is not biting. Because one, the producers are running their power systems with diesel. And we know what that is now. Some are using a bigger generating system that uses petrol. And look at their prices. So it is also not easy on the manufacturer.
Their bank accounts. According to some citizens who spoke to newsmen, POS operators are gradually taking over the automatic teller machine, that's the ATM services from banks across the country. And many resorted to POS operators when they found out, after many stopped their banks for self-service, that the ATMs were usually empty. But cash was available with POS operators. And I wonder how that happens sometimes. On their part, POS operators directed huge risks and measures that they undertake to get cash, including paying bank officials, saying that the charges must be adequate to enable them remain in business. So, however, efforts to get bank officials to react to the allegations against them by the POS operators proved abortive. The people are saying we go to banks and we're not able to get money from the ATMs because some of these ATMs are usually empty, no cash, unable to dispense funds. And then when they look outside, is it beginning to, looking at this story now, it's beginning to look like the bank officials are the ones extending their ATMs now to the POS operators, you know, operators' machines outside the bank or somewhere around, and making some money for themselves, even though they've not come out to, you know, debunk that statement. But yes, you're a Nigerian, and I cannot ask you if you use the POS now, because it almost seems like everybody...
For us that both the Banking and Other Financial Institution Act and the Central Bank Act should be fused together and reviewed properly. You see, the banking policy in this country, in my opinion, I think it is intentional. It is about the banks against the people. My blame would not go to the POS operators. The POS operators are there as business owners who want to make profit. And everybody will agree that the essence of business is to make profit. Okay. The banks have made cash so unavailable for Nigerians, citing the cashless policy. Who says that a policy at some point, when it's not favorable, cannot be suspended and rejigged? You know, and there is an M&E department in the banks. The M&E departments are there to monitor, evaluate, and advise the authorities. Could it be that they are not doing their jobs properly? I wouldn't believe that. It's just a question of corruption. People are making money in the banking sector, not minding how the owners of the money out there are suffering. So, what do we expect from the POS operators? They have bought money in their words. They have bought money. That's money laundering. So I wonder what the regulatory agencies are doing. The regulatory agencies, EFCC, ICPC, is it only to run around these Yahoo boys? That is the current trend. Why the bigger thieves are out there working freely. So, we'll advocate that the EFCC should lay low a little on beaming their searchlight on Yahoo boys, because I think they are doing that because it has become a cash cow for them. Yes, of course, it has become a cash cow. If not, why would they not